And here we are, into the future. Hello, everybody. Jason Grandon here with the Grandon Group, Arizona's #1 brother and sister real estate team, located in beautiful Scottsdale, Cave Creek, Arizona. Hope you guys are having a good time. Hope everybody's staying safe, enjoying the indoors, and hopefully not buying 100% into all the nonsense going on. So here we are, another week, just past Father's Day. Arizona Real Estate Showcase. Things are going great. Hope everyone's been good. We've been gone for a couple weeks, so as I promised on the last couple episodes, we're going to continue these shows. I cannot believe how many listeners there are, so I want to say hello to each and every one of you guys out there and girls. I do appreciate it, and we love it, and we're looking forward to you to moving to Arizona. So, what to talk about this week? Well, we've got a lot to talk about. So, first, I hope you fathers out there had a great Father's Day. This week, my wife and kids, we went up to Strawberry, Arizona, which is a little bit north of Phoenix, about an hour, 20 minutes. So it's north of Payson. And they had the fires. So everything was pretty much closed to get there. You had to go the back route, Camp Verde. And it was kind of smoky and everything else because there's this huge wildfire going on along the Beeline, which is the northeast part of the valley. So special thanks to all the firefighters and crews fighting that huge fire, which as of today, I think it's like day 10, day 12, and it's only like 60% contained. So anyways, hope you guys are playing it safe. And if you get a break, hope you're listening to Arizona Real Estate Showcase with Jason Grandon. Hey, so we're talking about this week taking a stand. So when it comes to real estate, everybody has an opinion out there, and believe it or not, we get tons of calls every day, every week, talking about, hey, should I invest? Should I do this? Should I do that in real estate? So there's a couple things that it comes down to, first of all, and I've got to make this very, very clear, just because of some things that happened today. We had a call from a lady. She was looking to invest. She posted on social media, hey, what should I invest in? And she had 20 replies before I went in and mentioned real estate. So people were talking about investing in restaurants. No. Investing in retail, different things like that. And it comes to a point when you have to have people that are working for you that are actually looking out for you. You want somebody who's got your best interest in heart. So you call me up and you're like, Jason, we want to. I just inherited $2 million. I want to buy 10 investment properties and be a landlord. Well, that's great because, we'd love to sell you $2 million worth of rental properties and stuff. But also in the back of my mind, I know without a doubt, unless you know exactly what you're doing, you're going to lose it. And, so while people get ready to invest in real estate, investing in a home for a renter is not necessarily a good idea. There's some good ways to go about it. And I can tell you that there's nobody out here better versed than taking people out for rentals than myself. As you know, we own instantrenters.com. And so property management companies will say, well, we do more rentals than you. Maybe so. But the fact of the matter is I'm out in the field, so I know exactly what's out there. And I got to tell you, for those of you thinking about, I'm going to buy a house and I'm going to rent it out, let me tell you, it's not a good idea. Now, let me preface that with saying it is an excellent rental market out here. The inventory is super low. Rental prices are high. In fact, rental prices are so high, it's cheaper to purchase, but it also means that a regular person probably has to have 2 jobs or a couple roommates to afford a house. So you buy a $300,000 house, and let's just say that's running you about $1,500 a month. And depending on where you're at, depending on what you're going to get for this house, depending on the size and the quality and all that fun stuff. But keep in mind, one thing goes wrong on that thing, you are 1 month from being bankrupt. If your people file bankruptcy or leave, you're out that money per month and you're having to pay it. So before you get into the investment market, make sure you talk to someone you trust or call us. One thing I do highly recommend for those investors out there that want a rental property, I love multifamily living. 2, 3, and 4plexes are great. We've got a couple clients that do this, and it works out great. We can also insure you a 10% cap rate, which means on your money, I'm getting you 10% every single month on your money. So if you buy a place for, let's just say $200,000, which is going to be very hard to do, I'm going to at least get you $2,000 a month rent on that 2, 3, or 4plex. Hard to do, but if you're willing to work, we can get that stuff done. So, investors, those of you thinking about getting into that field, that part of this, make sure you call us first. Let's talk about it. We'll give you the pros and cons, and you throw any questions you want at us, and we'll make sure you get it. There's a lot of stuff. Anyways, so today's topic, like I said, is take a stand. So if you're going to do that, take a stand, research your stuff, call us, and then let people, don't always ask questions to people that you know and love, because they're not always going to give you the right answer. Give it to a third party that really doesn't have a fight in the game, and let them, give you their opinion on it, and you'll be amazed. So one of the other things, as we talk about taking a stand this week in the Arizona real estate market, is the media. Okay, so depending on where you're at in the country, we're talking about Arizona. Arizona is a hot market. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. The rental market's hot, the sales market's hot, and we are low on listings. Any way you cut it. Now, if I list a 2,000 square foot home for $10 million, yes, it's going to sit on the market. But any reasonable seller or realtor that's doing their job correctly, which there's a lot of good ones out here, but there's some really crappy ones on top of that. A reasonable realtor is going to be able to get a house listed and sold within 30 days, assuming everything lines up. They're doing the correct marketing and all that fun stuff. We've talked about this in the past on the marketing, and it is important to have good marketing. Pre-marketing, and then marketing during your sale, during the listing. So paper flyers, that's out. That's garbage, and it's an insult to people that hire realtors to do that, because spend the money. Your realtor should spend the money to get you a nice hardcover flyer, and then also promote open houses. Promote the house. I am so tired of seeing these realtors out here these days. You call up and you're like, hey, I want to list my house. I'm going to list it with ABC Realtor. Okay, great. And that realtor gets online and on their social media, they're like, hey, I just listed this great house in Scottsdale. I'm Arizona's #1 realtor, and come look at the houses I have, and blah, 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 blah. I went skiing last week, and look at my pictures on Facebook. I'm out drinking. I'm out partying. What does that have to do with selling your house? And the other thing is, why is your house not being promoted along with the area? You live in a great area. If you live in a trailer, it's a great area, and it should be promoted appropriately. So promotion is a huge part of this. Now, back to the thing about the media. The media is going to tell you, this COVID deal has killed the real estate market. Wrong. It is busy. And the good realtors out here are going to tell you the same thing, because we're busy. You've got a lot of realtors that sit at home and I don't want to go out. You'd be amazed at how many people call us because they don't want to take a client out because they're afraid of this COVID deal. Fine, whatever. But the fact of the matter is, we got over 250 people a day moving here to Arizona. And like I've told people, every area has a different personality. So when you call me up and you're like, hey, Jason, I want to buy that 3,000 square foot home in this part of town. Well, you know what? There's a reason why that 3,000 square foot home in that part of town is only $250,000. So every area has a different personality. Now, I did have a call over the past week, which was great, and it was funny. It caught me off guard. In fact, it was a friend of mine that's moving here. And she goes, she tells me she's moving here, her and her husband, and we start talking about the housing market, given, they're telling us what they're seeing where they live and what they want to see out here, and I give them my input about that. But then we go into the questioning, and not once did I ask, hey, what kind of house do you want? Do you want a 2-story? Do you want one with a pool, 3-car garage? We got into that at some point, but those weren't my first questions. My first question, and realtors, take note on this, because this is going to help you finish that next sale you're trying to get. I'm guarantee you. So, Mr. and Mrs. Buyer, what do you like to do for fun? They sit back and they're like, well, what do you mean? Well, what do you like to do for fun? Do you like to go out to eat a lot? Do you guys like to hike? Do you like to golf? Do you like to water ski? What do you do for fun? And they sat back and they looked for a minute like, okay, where's this going? Then my next question, when you're at home, are you a homebody, or do you like to have guests over? During the holidays, do you like to decorate, or do you like to be left alone? Do you have a pet? Do you socialize with your neighbors, this and that? At the end of the questioning, and I got a lot of other questions, but I don't want to give away all my secrets. But at the end of the questioning, she looked at me and she's like, that is absolutely amazing that you asked those questions. And I just kind of sat there and smiled. And she's like, nobody's ever asked us that. And, and so it changed their entire perception of where they want to live. It also changed their budget up $100,000. So, I'm not saying we're trying to bump you up on stuff. That's not the case. But what is important is that, one, you have to have people around you that work for you. Even if you don't know them, interview them and make sure it's somebody that you trust. But you have to have somebody around you that knows what you want to do and has an idea of what you like. So these individuals like to golf, like to hike, like to shop. Okay, so there's some areas of town that probably wouldn't be best for that, especially since they hang out in one area more than the other. So why would I put them 45 minutes away when we can get exactly what they want, right around the things they like to do, around the people they enjoy, for the same price? So it's not always about, oh, well, I want a 2-story house with a 3-car garage and a big backyard. That's great. Everybody wants that, and we'll get that for you. But what do you like to do? Do you like to spend 2 hours a day in your car? I had another lady a couple weeks ago call, and she's like, I don't mind driving an hour. By the time we were done with the conversation, same questions, I was like, why would you spend 2 hours of your life, 10 hours a week in the car back and forth? You don't even get to enjoy your home that has a beautiful pool. It's great pool time weather. So it's little things like that that make the real estate market tick. And there's some great agents out here that know that. There's a lot, because it's pretty easy to get your license, that have absolutely zero clue about it. They're sitting here looking at it and they're like, oh, $300,000 sale, I'm going to make at least $9,000. That's what they look at, and it's absolutely pathetic. Back to the Lion Media, the real estate market's good. The only one you should really trust out here when you're doing it is a realtor that's in the field, and the Cromford Report. They put out some really great information. In my opinion, not always accurate, but they put out some great information that shows you the trends better than any of your TV stations are going to give you. And then that's the other thing that gets me. These newscasters go on TV and they act like they know everything. Oh, the real estate market in Scottsdale has been down 20% and people can't buy because they're out of a job. Well, first of all, yes, the coronavirus has taken a hit on everybody, but there's still people buying. You need a place to live. You need a place to rent. If you're renting a place for $2,000 a month, but you can buy a $400,000 house for the same amount of money and probably just about the same amount down to rent a place or to purchase, you're crazy not to purchase. Except, as we've talked about in the past, make sure you like the area first. Do not move into a big house because you got it for $2,000 a month. It's great. All of a sudden, a gunshot comes flying through your window. It's just not worth it. So our newest ones, our newest population coming into the market, and I've met some great ones, I got to tell you. So this is not a little bit of a bashing area, but we've had a lot of the millennials are now getting out of their mom and dad's basement. They're coming out and they're wanting to buy a house. And I got to tell you, they're a blast. They're really funny. Some of them are incredibly talented. Yeah, I mean, beyond talented. I've met people that make costumes for a living. They've been doing it for years. And it's kind of funny because they're not really in tune with the rest of the world of what's going on. But, I mean, they're smart and they've got money. So they want to have a good time. So with that said, we want to make sure the Grandon Group pushes them in the right direction. And, we don't want them jumping into a market. I want to buy 5 homes and I want to rent them out and I'm going to make a ton of money. It's just not going to happen. And it's a full-time job and you're setting them up for failure. So we love the millennials. Got a lot to learn. But you know what? We're on your side. We're going to teach you. So one of the other things that and this came from a millennial this past week. So no return phone calls. It goes both sides. You, Mr. Buyer or seller, you call a realtor. If it takes any more than 12 hours to get back to you, move on. It's ridiculous. I mean, in today's world, there's no reason they can't text, I'll get right back to you or whatnot. No return calls. My biggest pet peeve is with these realtors. I have been having the worst time on the rental side of stuff right now, even on a couple sales, in fact. The realtors do not return calls. This past week, submitted an offer for a really great family to rent a house. Agent, now I should say last week, because this week she just called me and told me, well, I was out of town, I couldn't take care of this. Although she emailed me a couple times, did her client a disservice. I had a client who wanted to prepay for a year. Good credit too, but wanted to prepay for a year, 7 days later, she finally gets back to me with a decline because she doesn't think they make enough money. She obviously didn't read the part where they want to prepay for a full year, including deposits. So, one of the biggest things in anything, if you're selling retail or you have a business going and you do not return calls, you are not going to be in business. Same thing here with real estate. If you're looking to buy, sell, if the realtor or somebody on their team is not getting back to you within let's say, I say a couple hours at the max, but benefit of the doubt, 12 hours, time to move on. Interview a different agent and move on. This is insult to the people that are buying. This is an insult to the agents that are trying to represent clients and stuff. And I got to tell you, this is definitely an insult to the industry that we're trying to have a good look at. Everybody hates realtors for the most part, and or their perception is. I shouldn't say that. The perception is a lot of people don't like realtors, car salesmen, and lawyers, and we're right up there. And this is part of the reason why when you do not get a agent that calls you back in a timely manner. So back to the whole realm of things, the whole housing market. Arizona, fantastic area to live. I love Arizona. It is a great place to live. So like I mentioned, this past weekend we drove up to Strawberry, Arizona, north of Payson, and we stayed in these cabins. It was great. The kids loved it. Beautiful. It was cooler, smoky because of the fires, but overall there is so much to do out here in Arizona. You're going to absolutely love it. So one of the big things, whether you're buying, selling, or renting, is, as our team goes, our big motto is promote Arizona. All right? You list your house with us, hey, that's great. You know what? We're gonna do a great marketing job. We're gonna do one of the best marketing jobs in the state. But you know what else we're gonna do? We are gonna promote Arizona. We are gonna promote the area that you live in. We are gonna let people know that, hey, this area is great because of this, this, and this. This house is fantastic because of this, this, and this. And let me tell you something. I've walked into many houses, and it has a weird feeling. You walk in, you're like, I just don't feel it. This house just not cutting it for me. A house that has love in it, where people have taken care of it and had a good, positive life, has a lot of love in it, and you can feel it. So, anyways, so that's back to the whole, real estate as a whole. All right, you can listen to some of these other people talk about how great they are on selling homes or how the real estate market's going up, but COVID's causing this and this. It's nonsense, 100% nonsense. The fact is that if you're out there working and you want to buy a house here in Arizona, we'll introduce you to 3 good lenders. Interview all 3 of them. Get a good rate. The rates have never been this low, and they're not going to get this low again. Get a good rate, buy yourself a house, and enjoy Arizona. Get out and hike. The parks. I live in a community that has a 5-acre park. It's phenomenal. We love it. Every single night, I have my 3-year-old down at the park, and we take the drone out, we take the dogs out, and then we just have a good time. So let's talk about one other thing here as we move on to this. Take our subject today, taking a stand. Take a stand. If you're going to do it, pull the trigger. It's not that bad. It's a great time. So take a stand and do that. It is officially pool season, and I got to tell you, it's great. So June 12th, it was our 3-year anniversary on our house that we bought here in Cave Creek in Monte Vista, and the pool finished on that 3-year anniversary date, which was fantastic. The pool finished the day before it was filled, ready to go swimming that day on the 12th. So, okay, besides the fact you've got to watch your kids around water, today's show is sponsored by Extreme Pools. And now I'm going to give them shout out because I got to tell you, I had several different plans drawn up. I talked to several different pool companies. I didn't want to waste anyone's time. I told them what I wanted, what was important for my family. I finally ended up doing the design myself, met with Extreme Pools. They engineered it, brought it in from start to finish, including permits, 6.5 weeks. And the pool that one of the companies wanted to charge me $125,000 for, I don't even think I got to $60,000. So I got to tell you, pool, spa, the deck is absolutely amazing. Another sponsor of our show today, and I'm giving them this for free because I got to tell you, I've never been more impressed with a company like this. North Valley Stone. The stone I have, and you'll be able to see pictures online when you go to our link. I did a wood travertine. So it was 3 feet by 8 inches wide and probably 3 inches thick. And it was it's absolutely gorgeous. So the North Valley Stone give you a huge thumbs up. But for those of you looking for a pool, Extreme Pools, you have to definitely call them. Let them come out and bid it. The process is great. There's a pool contractor that will be with you the entire step of the way. You're doing the thing yourself, but they're with you the entire step of the way. Randy was out here every single day, did a great job. The cleanup was fantastic, and I was swimming within 6.5 weeks tops. So it's a great time. But the big thing, if you're going to do a pool, add the pool fence. Don't even hesitate. Spend the money, put that up, and watch your kids around water. Okay, so today we talked about some investing. We talked about taking a stand. We talked about the lies that the media gives you about the housing industry here. No return calls from some of these agents and so forth. Trying to keep it all positive and stuff, but with the amount of calls and emails we're getting, I just felt that it was really important to kind of give you guys the information that of what's going on here in Arizona. It's a hot market. If you're looking to sell your house, we're going to get you top dollar. If you're looking to buy a house, we're going to get you into a great house with a low interest rate. And you're going to love this house. So, anyways, make sure you call the Grandon Group. We're always available, my sister and I, Arizona's #1 brother and sister team. And you can see the reason we got that title specifically because of the way we work. I'm telling you, we are always here. My sister's a hard worker. I'm a hard worker. Our team is great. Also, we have our new agent up in Prescott in Camp Verde, which, by the way, Camp Verde is beautiful. Cody, and we have Jamie, Shelly, and Sandra. And then, of course, our video editor is Amy. So if you guys have questions, give us a call. We'll get you hooked up. Hey, another little shout out to anything north of Anthem, Arizona. So Camp Verde, Prescott. I got to tell you, our customers, our friends, are loving the Grandon Group, powered by Platinum Living Realty, being up in Prescott. We are looking for a brick and mortar store up there, and we'll find one. But right now, we are serving you, and I got to tell you, people love Cody. They are having an absolute blast with him. I'm getting huge, great reviews with him. If you want a guy who's really attentive, listens, and when you're talking to him, I look at him, I'm like, man, he's really listening. And it's great. So it's refreshing to have an agent like that. It's also refreshing to have agents that work weekends, holidays, and evenings. That's the Grandon Group. Okay, everybody. Listen, hope everyone had a great Father's Day. We are into summer. School starts in less than 6 weeks, hopefully. And we'll be getting into school zones and how it affects the housing market in one of the upcoming episodes. But right now, any questions, give us a call. Hope you guys have enjoyed Arizona Real Estate Showcase. Join us on our new internet TV show called The Lockbox. Last week, we had a big interview with the Herbergers, which was a great interview. Plus, we are going to be airing on local network here starting, I believe, in August. The Lockbox will be on everybody's television. You'll be able to tune in and watch us on TV. It'll be a blast. And if you want to be on the show, if you want to be on the Lockbox, give me a call. This show is for you guys. This is specifically about promoting Arizona, businesses, and the people that live in it. We love you guys. Take a stand, be safe, and we'll talk to you soon. I'm Jason Grandon with the Grandon Group, Arizona's #1 brother and sister team. Full-time agents for your full-time life. You guys have a good one.